dedicado al heavy metal nacional e internacional. Hoy tenemos un programa realmente espectacular para ustedes. César, vení por favor. ¿A quién te vas a ir a ver corriendo en estos momentos?
Me está esperando en el Hotel Joey Tempest de Europe para una nota especial para MTL, exclusiva, no empieza sin mí, mirá, así de fácil.
Pero mirá vos, qué novedad y qué sorpresa. ¿Pero qué te está esperando el remix? ¿El remix?
No, me están esperando acá, de hecho, los cartoneros para llevarnos. O sea, pero llegamos al hotel, nos espera Joey y vamos para adelante.
Bueno,
Vamos a estar en exclusiva para MTL con Joey Tempest, el cantante de la mítica Europe, la agrupación sueca que en algún momento nos deslumbró allá en los 80s con clásicos como The Final Countdown o Carrie o Superstitious, pero la banda es mucho más que eso, hoy en día está en otra etapa y con Joey vamos a tener una nota, creo yo, especialísima. You have 3 shows in Argentina. Yeah. So now you can tell me or give me a little balance about this visit particularly.
Yeah, I'm hooked on mate. It's over. I have to have it all the time, all day long.
That is your best memory of this tour.
Absolutely, it was fantastic. No, it's been a great stay. You know, first time in Argentina, 3 shows. We got to visit the more southern parts in Neuquén and obviously beautiful Buenos Aires twice, 2 shows. Friendly people, great audience, and we hope we can build something up again. You know, we have never been here before, so we want people to get to know the old songs, the new songs, and get to know us a bit more and maybe build up a friendship. You know, we know we have a lot of fans because we've seen them on the website over the years. Trying, come to Argentina, come to Argentina.
Did you expect the reaction?
Yeah, we've seen it and we met the fan clubs too, you know, so we know they've been waiting, so it's been good, it's been very good.
In this particular stage of the band, do you actually think that you have advanced creatively from the old days?
I think so. I think the 3 last albums is a journey forward, and we'd like to think we create relevant mixes, productions and songs. We really want to move forward. We don't just want to have nostalgia or cash-in tours. We really want to move forward with songwriting, lyrics, and I think we have achieved that. We're doing well in some territories. We got a nomination, you know, in the UK for
classic rock.
Yeah, from classic rock, magazine, and it means a lot to us. It means that we're on the right track.
Do you think that your next album will be in this direction? Because I think that Let's Look at Eden and the previous 2 also just have a link with the 2 first albums.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Upfront rock and roll and a lot of heavy riffs, not so many keyboards.
I'd like to mix all the ingredients of Europe now. There's some great periods. The first 2 albums were very raw and progressive hard rock. Then we met an American producer. Final Countdown was mixed a little bit more for American radio. Out of This World, also an American producer, Ron Everson, also mixed a little bit for radio. So those albums are more maybe broader in a sense. It's easier, maybe a little bit easier to listen to. Whereas the new albums also are tougher, a bit raw. But I think Last Look at Eden, it's got little elements of everything, and it's really an honest Europe album, and I think that's the direction we want. We want to find all the elements of us in the band and where we are and be honest. I think the next album will be continuing from Last Look at Eden, but hopefully even cooler.
I think that the hits of the band, the huge hits of the band, created a prejudice in some people about that you just do hits and do songs or write songs only about love. And there is a lot of things. I was amazed just knowing that New Love in Town was about your son.
Oh yeah, my son was born 3 years ago, and I came up with that lyric that night. It was late night, and I thought this New Love in Town, and I had that in my head. And the song was an old idea that we put together, and then it became a beautiful song. It was a big hit on the radio up in Scandinavia as well, and yeah, these days are about a lot of different things. Sometimes I don't talk about what it is because it could be more something really sad or something that's happened that we don't really want to talk about. We want to write about it, I learned a lot from the period when I did my solo albums, when I studied all those singer-songwriters that were great with lyrics, Jackson Browne or Neil Young or Bob Dylan, Van Morrison, Randy Newman and John Mellencamp, all that stuff. I had all those artists and I got all their albums and I studied it because I needed that to move forward. And I've used that a little bit with Europe now, so the lyrics have more meaning and maybe layers underneath that you don't know about, but they still work as songs and they still work as a sound as well. But yeah, I think we moved along with the lyrics. Yeah.
Did you feel comfortable as a solo artist, or you miss the band?
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable so much with strangers in the band. I love playing with studio musicians or touring musicians that are professionals. I've done it a few times. It's great because they're so talented and everything, but I miss the bond between that we made when we were teenagers. It's so strong that it overrides everything, so we're so lucky to play together now.
Final Countdown was a cornerstone, of course, of the history of the band, but it also brings you a lot of grief and problems. Yes, I know.
Oh my.
It's a little extreme to say that, but you know, it's a big hit. There was all the success, but there was some internal problems created with all the success. I think that that was one of the reasons that Jones got away, for instance.
Yeah, maybe.
So how is your relation with that song anytime you play it now?
Nah, we love playing it for the audience. I mean, it was written for the show, and it's got a very special relationship with the audience. Final Countdown is great to play live. I mean, we don't listen to it at home or in the car anymore, but we don't sing it in the shower, but you know, it's a great tune. It's very unique. It's so different, and it also connects people, and it makes a show really exciting.
I didn't know about what you mentioned about David Bowie, that it was an influence to the song.
Yeah, one of the first singles I bought was Space Oddity with David Bowie, and I was so intrigued with the lyrics about him floating in space and, you know, being up there. And when I wrote Final Countdown, I just remembered it, and it was in my head, and Final Countdown. I had the title, and then I was thinking, what can this be about? And I was singing over and over again. And then these ideas came from the first single I bought from David Bowie, and he was up in space. And I was interested in space at that time. A young man was sort of interested in all the universal things and space. So yeah, it inspired that lyric. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a lyricist?
No.
Could you write lyrics for other people and just lyrics? Or just the whole package?
No, I'm a songwriter.
Uh-huh.
I don't write so much for other people. I get asked many times, but I say no most of the time because it's so much to do with Europe and it's so much to do with emotions, and it's hard for me to let go of something. If I write for somebody else, I want it to be about that person's life, not mine, so it's kind of difficult, but I might do it. I've done a few times, but no, I'm sort of I'm an entertainer and a songwriter.
And a frontman.
Yeah.
A good one.
Yeah, thank you very much, thank you. I love frontmen though. I mean, Freddie Mercury or even back to Paul Rodgers, the way he stood, you know, he started it all really with a mic stand, having it on the side, just looking really cool. And, you know, a lot of people have copied Paul Rodgers, and then you had Robert Plant, great frontman too. I saw him a lot on his solo tours, and I really love that guy. And there's been a lot of frontmen that I like. David Coverdale is great as well. Taking some moves from him as well, you know, with the mic stand.
And the whole idea with the
spinning of the mic.
Yeah,
That's mine though, I think. I hope so anyway.
No influence there.
No, not that one. But turning it around and doing that's David Coverdale, all right.
I don't like the expression hair metal, especially when it is attached to a band like Europe, a hard rock band like Europe. But in your case particularly, at first, some people from the companies wanted you to get a haircut, also sing in Swedish, and so there is a rebellious sense to it when it comes to hair. How do you feel about that tag, hair metal?
It's strange, you know, because when we started in 82, 83 I should say, they didn't have that term. They didn't have many terms at all, really. Heavy metal they had, and British metal, and that kind of thing, and hard rock. But all those other terms came later in the 80s. for us it's strange. We just call things hard rock. Sometimes we can say heavy metal, but we usually, classic rock entails a lot of music for me. Classic and hard rock, that's a lot of stuff. Then I suppose you can go the heavier stuff, you know, I tend to refer to as metal maybe, or something like that.
Okay. Could you please tell the people how did you feel in the shows in Argentina? Because when you mentioned at radio the other day, I was amazed that you actually had that sort of communion with the guys.
Yeah, there's a connection, all right, between Sweden and Argentina, I think.
That was what I was talking about.
Yeah, I know, there's something in the air, you know, and we love it when they start singing, because then we can rest. So the audience sing for us, you know, that's nice. We didn't know what to expect of Argentina, but it really worked out. The connection is there, and there is a friendship with the audience, and we have enjoyed the audience very much.
Is this really the best job in the world?
Yes, it is. And I have the absolute best job in the world, because I'm frontman of a great rock band. I mean, you can't get a better job. It's amazing.
And you're still playing with friends?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much,
All
Joey.
right.
Everyone, this is Joey Tempest from the band Europe here in Argentina. You're watching MTL.